Hello everyone, I am up today with a project for Spiegelmom Scraps. I'm kind of showing you some of the products I'm going to use today. I am going to be working with the Memory Lane collection from Fancy Pants and the Ancestry Sequin Mix. I actually designed this mix to coordinate with the Memory Lane collection, so I'm super excited to go ahead and start creating and showing you how wonderfully this sequin mix complements the line. I'm going to be using a heritage photo today, and I also have some colored cardstocks I'm going to be working with. Remember, during the month of November, to go along with our ReDiscover Your Stash product focus for the month of November. So I'm going to be working with lots of colored cardstock this month, which is going to be super fun. So initially I had pulled out all kinds of foam tape and acetate, thinking I was going to make my own shakers for this layout, but then I remembered that in my stash I have these kits from Queen & Company. They're so old. I'm sure that they are not available anymore, but I have oodles and oodles of them. So you know what I decided? I said, it's time to use up some of these stash. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the foam and the acetate that I bought in these kits and the dies, and I'm going to make five butterfly shakers using these products just to get them out of my stash. I have been so focused on pulling out older products and really getting them used. So I hope that you like that idea, because I feel like that's not something that's going to stop until maybe January or later. I'm not sure. These work pretty easy. I put the foam down on some pattern paper, fussy cut around the foam, and then you fill your shaker reservoir with your sequins, pull off the adhesive, put down the acetate, and then you can die cut the top of your shaker, and that way that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to use pattern paper for the bottom part of my shaker, and then this light pink cardstock for the top of my shaker. The nice thing about these the metal dies, having the metal dies, is that the metal dies don't need to be used with the shaker foam. So I could, in theory, just cut butterflies with the shaker top, and that would work just fine. And that means that when I'm done with this foam and acetate, when I finally run out, and by the way, I bought like tons of it, I still have dies that are usable. I'm not stuck with dies I can't use. So that's kind of cool. So I'm just going to continue on working through all these butterflies. I'm going to make 5 of them with that pretty shaker mix Ancestry. And now we can go ahead and get started on my heritage page. So this is the first layout I'm doing. I'm starting my husband's heritage layouts. I still have some more of my own to do, but when I pulled this collection out, I didn't like how it worked with any of the photos that I have left of my grandparents to do. So I decided that I would grab this photo. This photo is a photo of my husband's grandparents on their wedding day, which was in 1927. So when I was going through all of his old pictures and digitizing them, for some reason this photo really stayed with me, like how pretty it is, and I couldn't wait to scrapbook it. So since I was excited to scrapbook it, I decided this would be the first one that I would do. Initially, I had gone ahead and printed this with a white border because I printed it from home, and I always print my photos from home with a white border. But what I'm going to end up doing is matting it with this dark pattern paper, and then I'm also going to mat it with that light blue cardstock. Initially, I had thought I was going to do the dark pattern paper and then the blue cardstock, but I end up doing it the other way, or matting it the other direction, the other way around, the blue and then the dark. I like the way that looked better. I really love this floral paper, and so I decided that I would cut a larger rectangle of it. It's going to house my photo and my journaling for my layout. I'm trying to remember where I cut it at. I think it's 8 by 10. No, that's too big. I don't remember. I'm not good with the math or the measurements. I just wanted it big enough to do that. And now I'm going to grab some Big Mama foam tape and I'm going to pop the photo up. I'm also going to give everything a lovely inking with Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. And actually my entire page gets Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink. My background can totally count as colored cardstock because it is vanilla from Basel, so technically it's a color. But then we also have the blue and the pink cardstock. There are these adorable ephemera pieces that you're going to see when I do my clusters, and that's where I got the shade of blue and pink from for my cardstock because I knew I wanted to use those little silhouette pieces on this page. Oh, that's right. I was totally wrong and I misspoke. Okay, I popped my photo up using the leftover insides of the foam butterflies. So there was no waste to those shakers. You see here, cut out the insides of those foam butterflies and pop them up using those. More stash gone. So next up, I want to decide where I want the shakers to go. I know that I want to keep to my visual triangle, and I know that I want one to be quite large, so I want to use like 3 of them right there. But then I just need 2 kind of auxiliary spots, and I decide the top and bottom of my photo is going to work perfectly for that. And that's where the butterflies are going to end up going. I'm going to use these 2 little labels from the ephemera pack as my title, or my journaling. My journaling and my date are going to go on both of those little label pieces. Here are those cute little silhouette ephemera pieces that I was talking about. That's what I used to color match my cardstock colors. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that Good Old Days sentiment title piece across the bottom, ephemera piece. That's going to be my title. And then I'm going to use a little subtitle that says Memory Lane. And I'm just going to go ahead and start kind of clustering and pulling together some ephemera pieces that can kind of interact with my sequin shakers. Once I've gone ahead and made all of those ephemera decisions, I am going to ink everything up with the Distress Oxide ink, and I'm going to get all of my clusters and layers into place. Next, I'm going to do just a little bit of journaling. All the journaling that I do for these particular pages is just going to be annotating who they are, names, and how they're related to my husband. These aren't, like I had said before, I think in one of my haul videos, that these are photos of my husband's family. Recently, my mother-in-law passed away in August, and we inherited boxes of photos that I am slowly trying to digitize. Fortunately, my husband knows who every person in every photo is, and so I want to get all that information out of his brain and into a scrapbook fairly quickly. So this is my husband's maternal grandparents on their wedding day, and they were married September 7th, 1927. And if you check out the close-ups at the end, make sure to take a look at her dress and her hat because they are stunning. I love them. Since number 1, this is a wedding photo. And number 2, I have all those beautiful sparklies in the butterflies. I want to make sure there's more sparkle on this page. So I'm just going to use my old standby for sprinkling sequin clusters together. And that is my Nuvo Deluxe adhesive and my Crystal Katana. The one thing I will say is that this layout was looking very, very pink. So when I was choosing which sequins I was going to put into my clusters, I went with more of the yellow and blue and darker colored sequins, and I didn't use a lot of the pink ones because I felt like this layout was really pink already, but I wanted to pull in some of those other colors that are in the collection and that were in my ephemera. Here is my finished layout all done. I'm looking at the puffy stickers and the enamel dots and thinking about it, but in the end I decided against them. These sequins are called Ancestry. They are available in the Spiegelmom Scraps shop. You can always use my discount code, and you will also find an affiliate link to the shop down below. And I really, really appreciate you if you use those affiliate links, and go grab some sequins because they're fabulous. All right, everybody, you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.